I've wired this up and I've got my reflectors, my nanocrystalline reflectors on the backs of the coil, and I've just been doing that in the last hour or so. All the coils are wired in series. Now, I told you there wouldn't be much current, because much voltage, because I've only got 30 SWG wire. So I basically jumped from the wire I was using before, which was about 36 SWG, right down to 30 SWG, because ideally I want to be in between. I want to use wire that's about 32 or 34. I really want to go with 32, but I haven't got any at the moment, so I'm going to have to order some at some point to wind some new better coils. But with this configuration, we're almost at 1 volt. Yeah, okay, I know it's low. I told you it would be low, but remember, if you remember previously when we did this with a single drum, that's the half the width of this. When I was testing previously with a 30 SWG wire, we were lucky if we got half a volt. We were lucky if we got, half a volt, but we're almost at 1 volt. We're at 983 millivolts, which is about nearly a volt. But it will be a volt once it picks up speed. It's still gaining speed right now. Current is better. Well, we're at about 50 milliamps instead of 15 milliamps. I mean, we're only getting about 15 milliamps with the 36 SWG wire, and obviously I'm seeing a little bit of a drop, but that's to be expected. But we aren't even at full speed yet. We're only at 1,300 RPM, and the supercapacitors aren't charged up very much. I was letting it pick up speed on the voltage setting because I want to. So about 0.96 of a volt, which is better than before, because remember, with this particular wire, if I had 3 canopies wound, we would be close to about 3 volts in series. So if I had 3 canopies wound, if I had the other 2 wired up in series, we would have about 3 volts, which is not too bad. But I want to get a middle ground, you see, with this. And this is the other thing I was talking about, is I want to increase the magnetic field on the stator. I want to improve the rotor assembly so that the gap between the segments is not as big between the segments. Well, if you look at the picture, where's it? Oh shit, I lost the picture now. Hang on, I think I pushed it over here. Daughter was visiting the other day, so I had to dump everything over here now, and I can't find what I'm looking for. Where's the newest drawing? Yeah, somewhere around. Don't know where I put it. I can't see it. Yeah, I've lost it. I don't know where I put it. Right, so I'll use an old drawing just to give you a rough idea. But the old drawing, if you look at the gap, we have quite a big gap between the segments here and the actual outside of the drum. What I was planning on doing was changing the segments so the segments actually stick out inside the drum, and using these little slots, these little triangular slots, as a hook point, and have a piece of plastic coming up from the rotor to hook these into, so that these segments form part of the drum instead of being separate. Well, they will be separate still, but I'll be able to sort them in a bit like Lego. Anyway, just to give you a rough idea, I was thinking about doing that at some point, but I can't find my drawings now because everything's disappeared. I don't know where it's gone, because, as I say, daughter visited, and I kind of stuck everything on the floor. Yeah. Well, anyway, we're almost at a volt. So there's obviously more tweaking to do. I haven't got the new bearings yet either, but I'm not sure if the new bearings are going to be any better, to be honest with you, because the only reason I want the new bearings is because they'll be quieter, not as noisy. It depends on what grease they put in them. If they put kind of quite thick viscous grease in the bearings, it's probably going to slow down more. So I'm probably better off just leaving these bearings in for now and testing with these, because I've kind of lubricated them with some oil, some thinner oil, to make them run a bit faster, a bit less drag. The only trouble with that is it makes them noisy, and there are certain types of bearings you can get that have like a nylon, or what do you call it, a ceramic bit of race that the bearings go on, and apparently it's supposed to be more efficient, but for higher speeds. But I don't know. Anyway, bearings are a little bit there's just so many different types. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is getting the coils wound right and getting the right gauge of wire. Obviously the gauge of wire I'm using right now is not the right gauge. I want to be around 32 SWG wire, really, because before I didn't have any 32. I was using the where is it? This one. And for the main test, and this one was 36, which is, I took the connecting leads off, but this one was half the size, as you can see. Obviously it's half the width, if you see the difference there. So yeah, but obviously half the width, and means less efficient. So yeah, yeah, I just wanted to make a quick update, and that's the oscilloscope reading at the moment. We're peak to peak is 3.12 volts. Cyclic RMS is now 1 volt. You can see that on the waveform. So yeah, we're at a volt, but my meter is not registering a volt, but it is a volt. Cyclic RMS is a volt, so that's good news. My meters, obviously, because of the length of the wire and the resistance on these meters, is less responsive to the frequency than the oscilloscope is, so the oscilloscope is more accurate. Yeah. So yeah, I can't expect any miracles right now, because I have been feeling pretty crap for the last few weeks. I've just been so tired, so I haven't got a lot done. I haven't made a lot of progress, but yeah, when I get some more wire, I'm probably going to wire the other canopies with the other wire, because there's no point. I wound this canopy because I wound this one with the 30 SWG because I wanted to test it and see what the difference. And obviously I can compare that with the previous results, which were pretty lame. So based on that, I'm pretty sure that when I wind these new canopies with 32 SWG, we're going to be doing a damn sight better. We're going to get a compromise, decent current and decent voltage. And that's what I want. I want a decent voltage, something that's usable, that's not ridiculously small. And also I want a reasonable amount of current, and the 36 SWG was just too thin. The impedance was way too high. It's just way too high. It's ridiculously high impedance. But 32 SWG should be a lot better, and we should get a decent amount of current and decent amount of voltage with it. So yeah, kind of watch this space, I suppose. So speed is still picking up. We're at 1,361 RPM right now. It's still picking up. It's a little bit erratic at the moment because we're in the early evening and people are using electricity, so power's up and down all over the place. I think I've got a little bit of a binding issue somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know, because it is not running as fast as it was earlier. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's look at my previous rate, what I wrote down. We need to be above 1466. All this stuff is stuck to my magnet, so this is all the bits of nanocrystalline that I cut, and it was too short, so I'm going to keep that for later. I can probably use it on the next build. If I get my little plastic clips, which I slot the nanocrystalline in, get them closer together, I can use this material still. I kind of overlap them a little bit. So what you can do with this stuff, because it's so thin, you can just slide it underneath an existing one. Let's see what this does. I've got 0.99 volts. Just quickly, let's see, if I slide this underneath there. Actually, I can't get it underneath there. Well, let's just try something thinner. Ouch, I've got to stab myself with that thing. Let's just use one of these bits. Now, if I stick this underneath there, we should see it go up to a volt. I think we'll try that one. There we go, we have a volt. Let's take it out. Gone back down to 0.99. So that means I need more nanocrystalline. I need more reflectors. And that's a sign, good sign, positive sign, because it means that we can still get more out of this thing. Let's stick that one in. And let's stick one in. We're back at a volt. Let's stick one in here, another one. We might even get 1.1 volt now. Probably on borderline right now. But it picks up speed when I do this, which is really good. Look at that, it's moving around. So if I stick another one in, oh, dropped it on the floor. Let's stick one down the bottom down here. This one's got a bit sharp on it. I don't want to stab myself. Now we're going to see 1.1 volt. Hey, it just twitched then, I think. Almost. Yeah. Lots of fiddling and experimentation to do, and I'm not going to video it all because, yeah, but yeah, we're at a volt now, and the scope's showing 1.04 volts on the cyclic. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.